Downtown Rome is a kind of architectural time warp. You'll see almost nothing built post-World War II. A striking exception is this contemporary building showcasing the Ara Pacis. This altar of peace offers a stirring glimpse at the pride and power of the Roman Empire at its peak. 9 years before Christ, Emperor Augustus led a procession of priests up these steps to the newly built altar of peace. They sacrificed an animal on the top and thanked the gods. The last of the serious barbarian resistance had been quelled, and now there could be peace. The empire was established, and this marked the start of the Pax Romana. The Pax Romana, or Roman peace, was a golden age of good living, relative stability, and military dominance that lasted from the time of Christ for about 2 centuries. The altar's exquisite reliefs celebrate Rome's success and prosperity. This goddess of fertility is surrounded by symbols of abundance, and this procession shows a populace thankful for its emperor. The Capitoline Hill, which rises majestically from the busy streets, has long been the home of Rome's city government. During the Renaissance, Michelangelo designed this regal staircase. He gave the square its famously harmonious proportions and its majestic centerpiece, an ancient statue of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. This is a copy. The 2nd century original, the greatest equestrian statue of antiquity, is showcased in the adjacent Capitoline Museum. This, like the other great statues of antiquity, is now safely out of the elements. The museum helps you imagine life before the fall of Rome. These reliefs show Marcus Aurelius performing the various duties of an emperor. Here, as the chief priest, or Pontifex Maximus, he prepares to sacrifice a bull. Here on the battlefield, he grants clemency to vanquished barbarian leaders. And this one puts you curbside at a victory parade with the emperor, the Eisenhower of his day, on a chariot, winged victory on his shoulder, and trumpets proclaiming his glory. The art of Imperial Rome almost always carried a message. This dying Gaul, a Roman copy of a Greek original, was part of a monument celebrating another victory over the barbarians. Like any propaganda art, battle scenes stoked imperial pride. You can wander among heroic statues in grand halls and look into the eyes of long-forgotten emperors. And the museum also shows a more peaceful and intimate side of Roman life. Here, a boy quietly pulls a thorn from his foot. At first glance, these look like paintings, but they're actually micro-mosaics made of thousands of tiny chips. This mosaic hung in Emperor Hadrian's villa. Romans emulated the high culture of the Greeks, and when it came to capturing beauty, their forte was making excellent copies of Greek originals. The Capitoline Venus is one of the truest representations of the concept of feminine beauty from ancient times. Like so many classical statues, this is a 2,000-year-old Roman copy of a 2,500-year-old Greek original. And this statue, called the Drunken Faun, is a playful reminder that a trait of ancient Rome that survives to this day is a fondness for good food and fine wine. The long rectangular building is the Vatican Museum with the adjacent Sistine Chapel. Perhaps the richest collection of Western art anywhere. Over the centuries, the popes have amassed enough art to fill 11 miles of museum hallways, sumptuously decorated with precious tapestries, dramatic frescoes, and ancient statues. The museum features art from every age. Its exquisite painting gallery includes Raphael's much-loved Transfiguration. Halls and courtyards are littered with ancient Greek and Roman masterpieces, like the Laocoon, so inspirational to the great masters of the Renaissance. and the Pope's apartments tell Christian history. This is the battle in which Emperor Constantine was led by angels and a holy cross, both to a key military victory and to his own religious conversion. And these rooms celebrate pre-Christian philosophy. Here, Raphael paints the School of Athens, a who's who of ancient Greek intellectual heroes, many painted with the features of Renaissance greats: Leonardo, Michelangelo, and a self-portrait of Raphael himself. Of course, there's much more, as we've just scratched the surface of this vast collection. If you're pondering eternity, try covering the Vatican Museum thoroughly. A visit to the National Museum at the Palazzo Massimo helps humanize the empire. While ancient Rome's architecture was monumental, its citizens were just people, like you and me without electricity. These frescoes, a rare surviving example of Roman painting, bring color to our image of daily life back then. Romans liked to think of themselves as somehow living parallel with the gods. These domestic scenes come with a twist of mythology. And this painted garden, wallpapering a Roman villa, showed an appreciation for nature while creating an atmosphere of serenity. Admiring the artifacts of Rome's elite, from exquisite jewelry to this delicate golden hairnet, we can only marvel at lifestyles of the rich and Roman. Many aspects of Roman life are represented. Roman artists excelled in realism. This boxer is a picture of exhaustion, with a roughed-up face and tired hands, complete with brass knuckles. The museum's collection tells the empire's story through art. Caesar Augustus was the nephew of Julius Caesar and the first great emperor of the Pax Romana. Looking into the eyes of the man who called himself the first among equals, you get the feeling that the ship of state was in good hands. But by the time this statue was carved, it's clear the Pax Romana was finished and Rome was falling. This boy is about to become head of state. It was a chaotic and unstable time. In fact, in the 3rd century, 16 emperors were assassinated in a 50-year period. Surrounded by nervous senators, this child emperor is no picture of confidence. For a breezy escape from the big city noise and intensity, head for the Borghese Gardens, Rome's Central Park. Romans are proud of their generous green spaces. This sprawling park has long offered people here a place to relax, unwind, and let the kids run wild. The park's centerpiece is the Borghese Gallery. Once a cardinal's lavish mansion, today it welcomes the public. As is the case with many of Europe's top sites, admission requires a reservation. Getting one's easy. Just a quick phone call or visit the website, and you get an entry time. Good guidebooks have all the details. The wealthy Borghese family filled their 17th century villa with art. This was the age when the rich and powerful not only collected beautiful art, but actually employed leading artists to spiff up their homes. Cardinal Borghese was the Pope's nephew and one of the wealthiest people in Rome. With unlimited money, his palace dazzled with both fine art of the past, such as Raphael's exquisite deposition, and with the best art of the day. Each room has a masterpiece at its center, like this intriguing look at Napoleon's sister, Pauline, by Canova. The polished marble is lifelike, even sensuous. Bernini's David is textbook Baroque. Bursting with life, David's body, wound like a spring and lips pursed as he prepares to slay the giant, shows the determination of the age. Bernini was just 25 when he sculpted this, and the face of David is his. Caravaggio tackled the same topic on canvas. Grabbing an opportunity to shock his viewers, the artist Caravaggio also sneaks in a self-portrait, this time as the head of Goliath. In keeping with the Baroque age, Bernini's Rape of Persephone packs an emotional punch. Persephone's entire body seems to scream for help as Pluto drags his catch into the underworld. His three-headed dog howls triumphantly. Bernini's Apollo chasing Daphne is a highlight. Apollo, happily wounded by Cupid's arrow, chases Daphne, who's saved by turning into a tree. In typical Baroque style, Bernini captures the instant when, just as Apollo's about to catch Daphne, her fingers turn to leaves. Her toes sprout roots, and Apollo's in for one rude surprise. The statue, as much air as stone, makes a supernatural event seem real. This classical scene, while plenty fleshy, comes with a church-pleasing moral. Chasing earthly pleasures leads only to frustration.